Good morning, Mr. President and colleagues. I want to applaud the Senator from Los Angeles for bringing this resolution forward, and I want to thank the Pro Tem for her wonderful remarks. You know, I've been a small businessman now, it's hard to believe, for 36 years. Owned and operated 6 pharmacies, a respiratory company, a property management company, and I wasn't born on the rich side of the tracks. I was born in a very humble, low-income family, blue-collar workers, and first guy to graduate from college in my family. And I knew I wanted to be a sole proprietor, but I knew that I just couldn't go and fixturize a new store and buy inventory and open a pharmacy by myself. So I had to wait for big box stores at that time, probably before many of you were born, one called FedMart, one called Gemco. And when they succumbed, I bought all their pharmacy fixtures and equipment, put them in storage, and then the small town of Temecula in 1983, 15,000 people, I wanted to open my first of 6 pharmacies. I wanted to have the Cheers bar of a pharmacy where you knew everybody's name that walked in the door, including the likes of Jack Klugman. You may remember him in the Quincy Show that also lived in Temecula. I was his pharmacist and proudly served him and my other constituents and built practices up. That's the American dream, is being able to come from humble beginnings and go to school in the greatest school system in the country, in the state of California, and become a success. And I try to patronize small businesses like our Pro Tem has exemplified. Our dog groomers, been going to the same psychiatrist for 20 years, same doctors. But as I mention this, I also want to put a caution out there that when we talk about bills, especially bills that are entertained in the Labor Committee and other bills that are adding more regulations and more costs, it is disproportionately imposed on small business owners. I will tell you that the regulations governing compounding pharmacy, which I own now and still operate, have exponentially increased over the past decade in response to some unfortunate events that we've seen on the East Coast at a pharmacy that didn't set the good example, set the bad example, which caused knee-jerk reactions to happen throughout the country. But I believe that the small businesses are the backbone of our economy, not only in the state of California, but in the country, and that we should do everything we can to give them the tools to succeed and to allow the dream of owning one's business and giving them the tools to be the entrepreneurs that the state of California is known for. So again, I want to applaud the author for bringing this forward and just hope that as we entertain legislation, important legislation in the coming months, that we will take into consideration what those effects would be on small businesses that are struggling to survive and compete not only in a national workforce, but in a global workforce. And again, thank you to the Senator from Los Angeles.